1 second. Swoopes has it. Turns in the air for the game. Oh! And the Comets have won the ball game.
It all began with Sheryl Swoopes. There she was. In 1995, Nike blessed her with her own signature silhouette, making her the Kamala Harris of the sneaker game. First ever. Her Air Swoops opened the door for not only a woman athlete to do what male athletes had done forever, looking down at their shoes and seeing their names on their feet, but also give inspiration to the following generations of future WNBA hoopers to know that one day they could be like Sheryl and not like Mike, and have a sneaker she could call her own.
Swoopes on a spin. The fourth WNBA championship for the Houston Comets.
Fast forward. Past Lobo, Leslie, Staley, past Nikki McCray and her Delta, past C-Coupe C14, and Shamika's BB Meek, and a quick run to Rossi had, and straight to the space occupied by the one we'll call the Commander, both sneaker and player. CP3, you all know the name, but sometimes you get them twisted. One is in the best point guard ever conversation, the other is in the GOAT conversation. Know the difference.
Parker on the run. We're gonna get a dunk here. Yes! She did it!
In 2008, Adidas blessed Candace Parker with her own Ace signature line. Until recently, it remained the last time any non-male athlete in any sport was given a signature sneaker. Which speaks not only to the bigger problem inside the industry, but more importantly, the importance Parker has played and continues to play in it. Dudes who haven't accomplished half of what she has during her career have gotten blessed. To put it into a broader gender equity perspective, Zion Williamson and Trae Young got their own shoes. Naomi Osaka hasn't. And while women have gotten love over the years because of Candace Parker's legacy, Maya Moore with Jordan, Skylar Diggins-Smith with Puma, Coco Gauff with New Balance, just to name drop a few, it wasn't until now that someone finally got some respect put on their name. Thanks, Puma. Who's next? Asia Wilson gets a shoe. Kia Nurse gets a shoe. Elena Delle Donne gets a shoe. Serena, Rapinoe, Morgan, shoes.
Oh, give me that! Give me that! Yes!
None of us has any idea the weight Candace Parker has had to both carry and hold down by herself on that solo signature island she's been living on for the past 13 years. By herself. While the sneaker world doesn't seem to give a damn, she did. And it's about time we all do.
For Sneaker Legacies, I'm Nick DePaula. We're joined with Candace Parker of the Chicago Sky. Candace, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I'm digging the jersey. Got white chocolate in the background. Got the Adidas shoes. I'm loving it.
I have a crazy light PE with the Ace logo on them. So we're actually the same size. So it's always nice to rock PE if I can. How did you find out you were going to be getting your own signature shoe, and what was your reaction initially?
For me, your entire goal when you're out hooping in your front yard or you go to the park is to have your own shoe. And there were so many people that when I was growing up, I was telling people like, I'm gonna have my own shoe, you know, all this and all that. And they're like, well, girls don't do that. And I'm like, well, good thing I'm not a girl, I'm a woman, so we're gonna do this. And so when I got to Adidas, and it was kind of like a perfect storm, like we matched, you know, like they really wanted to make that dream become a reality. may not be the first, but there's got to be somebody that kind of continues it. And so to kind of show that women can have a shoe and women can play basketball, I hope it's inspired the generation that's coming up now.
And it's such an exclusive group. I think there was only 9 until this last year. Did you have any kind of interactions with any of the other women that had their own shoe and just kind of conversations about what it was to be part of that group?
I was a woman that, went to some camps, and I played with another woman that had her own shoe, and Lisa Leslie. I grew up watching the Houston Comets with Sheryl Swoopes, and, just to kind of see how everybody's kind of taken the game one step farther. That's kind of what all of us talk about when we get together. Is it's about handing the baton forward and carrying it farther. And so I think that's what all of them have done for me, and I want to do for the next generation.
We had huge news in the industry with Stewie kind of being the next one to get a signature shoe. How impactful do you see the return of that being, and what's the hope that there becomes a bit of a domino effect too?
Yes, it's a woman that has a shoe, but it's a shoe. I think that's the biggest thing, is to make sure that, the shoes come in sizes that, can be big and small for big and small women and big and small men. So with that being said, I think it's so important to continue to push this narrative forward, that it is a shoe. It is a basketball shoe. And I think that's what's so special about seeing an additional woman be added to it. I mean, Stewie's done everything that there can be done in basketball, and she's still not done. And to see that she's kind of standing on the backs of Lisa Leslie, of Sheryl Swoopes, and Cynthia Cooper, and all the people that came before her.
Is it disrespectful to call her CP3 instead of Chris Paul?
Oh, wow. Man. I mean, I think CP3 that's his own thing, and like Candace that has a ring to it. So I always think of her just as Candace. I think that's like such a cool part.
Okay. Am I being disrespectful, or?
I don't think you're being disrespectful, and I really commend you for saying that she's in the GOAT conversation, because, in my mind she is, and, she's one of the best, basketball players of my lifetime, no matter male or female, man or woman. So I don't think it's disrespectful, but she's not necessarily, known as CP3, but, sometimes, it's cool.
But, okay, let me ask you a question. If she wasn't a woman, you put her career and Chris Paul's career together, whose career is?
Well, she got the ring.
And MVPs, and yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, come on now.
You hating on Chris Paul?
No, I'm not hating on Chris Paul. I'm trying to give somebody their love. And, us being in this sneaker culture for a long time, we have seen women athletes not get love, not that they deserve. So I'm trying to make sure we honor that in a different way, because looking at Candace, the fact that, she has stood alone for 13 years now, something like that, as the only woman athlete to have a signature shoe? What's the problem?
She got her first signature in 2008. She also got one in 2011 and one in 2012. So there hasn't been a women's signature shoe in almost a decade. And
why?
That's kind of the question that, is persisting through the WNBA, through women's basketball. Nick and I actually got a chance to talk to Candace in December of 2019 at SneakerCon in LA. And we asked her the question, should there be another women's sneaker? And what she said was she would like to see herself get another one.
But I'll say the obvious, why do you think that? I mean, I have my own personal reasons.
I don't know. It's hard. I mean, brands will say that some of the shoes underperformed, but I could name a lot of men's signature shoes that underperform. There's a lot of guys in the NBA that would love to wear a woman's signature shoe. We saw Donovan Mitchell wear a Candace Parker themed shoe 2 years ago in the playoffs, and I think now the time is right to have supporting on both sides in both leagues. And I think there's more star power than ever before, too, that's coming up.
But let's take it out of just basketball. I mean, it doesn't make any sense for Serena Williams not to have a signature shoe. At this moment right now, it doesn't make any sense for Naomi Osaka not to have her own signature shoe. I mean, let's call it what it is. But at some point, it has to stop, because they don't move units can't continue to be the answer.
18 signatures currently in the NBA, only 9 in the history of the WNBA. That's ridiculous
in
to me.
25 years.
How important is she in the large overall scope of shoe culture, sneaker culture?
quite frankly, she's a top Adidas athlete, no matter man or woman. You know, I would like to see her get another shoe, or Adidas maybe even reissue her shoes, but I think she has a huge place in sneaker culture.
To get a female designer to design a new silhouette for her, embrace the thing the way it should be embraced, and let the storytelling be the front runner on her being a new shoe, and that will like really cement her impact as far as in culture, as far as I'm concerned.